So a couple of weeks ago, I made a tier list ranking the enemies in Skylander's giants, and whilst doing that list, it made me realize a lot of these enemies within the series actually have really unique designs. Even unique enough that I think they would make a great Skylander. So that is going to be the topic of this video. Also, before we begin, I think we should lay down some ground rules, so here's the 3 guidelines to this list. Number 1, the enemies must not be a boss in any way, shape or form, so no chill bill. Number 2, the enemies have to have more than one move. Number 3, I must take into account an enemy's moveset just as much as their design. Okay, let's get started with the first enemy. The first enemy I have on this list that I think has potential to be a Skylander is the Arcane Shield Juggernaut. This one's a no-brainer that it would fall into the tech element, and it has a very cool design. It would also make a great giant, especially because of its moveset in particular. The laser attack would be very powerful. I do think the lack of speed overall would make it much more clunky to use, to be honest. But I think if executed properly, the Shield Juggernaut could make a cooler giant than Bouncer. And the Shield Juggernaut doesn't even make a great enemy to begin with anyways. All the more reason why I think it suits being a Skylander more. The second enemy I have on this list is the Executioner. So the Shield Juggernaut and the Executioner are pretty much no-brainers. I said it in my last video and I'll say it again. This guy could easily be his own boss based off his design. He's a very scary and fantasy look, and I think he'd fall into the magic element, and he would be a giant. Because his moveset involves primary magic moves like teleporting and controlling his axe with pretty much the force. So I think we just make his robes more a saturated purple color and make his moves have glowy purple particles. But aside from that, I don't even think you need to tweak this guy much, because I'm sure I'd definitely use this giant. And I'd use him especially because he'd be able to teleport and have crazy mobility, which we don't really see in any other giants. Another enemy I think would make a great Skylander, you will simply not guess. You just won't. To be fair, I don't think anyone knows this guy exists, but I discovered him in the Sunscraper Spire, and he is called the Cyclops Thrower. Real unique name, I know. But if you look past that, I think he would make a great light element, trap team core. The Cyclops Thrower is a Cyclops who throws explosive light rods and also holds a shield in his right hand, which he raises when he stops throwing the rods. I think he would make an amazing Skylander, as not only is he a much needed light element addition, but he would also have a very creative playstyle. He would essentially be Shroom Boom, Slingshot and Chop Chop Shield combined to make a very defensive oriented playstyle. I always thought Shroom Boom was just missing something, and I think is that he needs more defense, so the Cyclops Thrower would make a great addition to the light element roster. Adding on to that, he literally isn't even an enemy. Yes, you may fight him in this level, but you're tricked by Luminous to invade the Sunscraper Spire. Therefore, the enemies you are killing are on the good side, and someone pretty please just come up with a better name for this guy in the comments, like Cyclops Thrower just isn't gonna cut it. Also, subscribe, just do it. We're closing in on 100 and it would be very appreciated. Anyways, to the next concept. The next enemy you probably will be able to guess, because it's a no-brainer that the Aran Duelist is a great looking enemy. This guy not only has more attacks than a Skylander, but he also has a sick design, along with an easy moveset to pick up. But to be honest, he simply isn't big enough to be a giant, and he doesn't fit the aesthetic of him either. So I'm going to make him a sensei, as he is big enough to fit the sensei size range. But not only that, he already falls within the knight class. This guy's the rare case of not really fitting an element, but I think he would fit into either the tech element or the dark element. All you would need to do is make a slight tweak to his art style. Okay, so there you have it. They are enemies I think would make a great Skylander, but feel free to share your enemy in the comments below. Because with 600 different enemies, I'm sure I missed many. Anyways, subscribe for endless Skylanderness stuff, and I'll see you in the next video, which you should click on right now.